To pray, there's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kira's show here. Now, whenever we last left off, Midoriya, he had just gotten through the entrance exam, going through the written portion and the combat portion, doing actually very well on the combat side. Now, he also did have to fight against the zero-pointer, being able to hold it back with enough force before having to go out 100%, blasting it away with a single punch. Now, with that being said, let us begin. Now, Midoriya is at home, and he is waiting for his letter for UA to see if he passed or not, at least wondering what place he got. He was able to, well, keep up with that one guy with engines on his legs, right? Wait, engines on his legs. That sounds like a pro he remembers hearing about. Wait a minute. Midoriya just thinking, is that guy related to a hero? Huh, that kinda makes sense. Then again, if he's related to a hero, why didn't he take the recommendations? Oh well. Now, he would be just hanging out, working out, and talking kinda a bit, before the day their letters do arrive. These two basically meeting up at the beach, and talking about exactly what place they got. Opening their letters before finding out the information. Midoriya basically getting a hologram telling him that he got first place in the combat portion, while he placed this one in the written side. I believe I said 7th or 6th. I believe I did say 6th or 7th. I am going to have to re-go over the information. Now, Kendo would find out that she placed higher in the written portion, but, well, she didn't get in Class 1A, and I want to say that she did at least place 10th or 9th place, meaning that she got a lot higher already than she was supposed to. Now, let us begin. After that does happen, they would be talking more and hanging out, until they do part ways and then meet back up at UA. As near they do arrive, they would have arrived and see each other, walking in together and heading for Class 1A. Opening the door and everyone just looking straight at Midoriya. Everyone who is in his area is actually just staring at him. Gone quiet, along with Ida. As soon as he looked at the door, he stopped talking with Bakugo. Bakugo a bit confused as he would look past Ida and see Midoriya, standing there. Him a bit pissed off. Going to get up and say something to Midoriya before he does just walk in. Walking straight past Bakugo and taking a seat. As soon as he takes his seat, this is whenever everyone will begin to crowd around him, beginning to ask him exactly what was his quirk. Because, well, he was amazing or powerful. Everyone not really being able to describe it. Along with Ida basically explaining to some people who weren't there, he took down enough robots without even touching them to get into UA. All the ones together that he broke and, well, destroyed was quite impressive. Hirako walking in and actually just running over to Midoriya, talking with him and actually just thanking him for saving her life. People a bit confused, as she would just explain that whenever she was stuck, she basically closed her eyes and feared the worst, opening them to see Midoriya holding back the robots, before he basically just threw a punch and destroyed it single-handedly. Now, those last words would have surprised Bakugo. The guy destroyed a zero-pointer. That can't be possible. That bastard does hold back against me, doesn't he? Now, after all that is said and done, this is whenever Aizawa, he would just get up, explain to everyone that they are beginning to annoy him. In fact, well, just because of that, we will be doing a a Quirk apprehension test. Now, do understand, everyone a bit confused. Who is this guy? As he'd get out of the sleeping bag and then hold up he would hold up a PE outfit, saying that they need to go change. In fact, they're going to go change and then meet him outside. Now, do understand, I am your homeroom teacher. And for those of you who, are overconfident or overzealous, just like the young man here, him looking short Bakugo, saying that he's had to deal with people like him before. In fact, he did know Endeavor. Midoriya basically standing up, and immediately walking out of the room, before a lot of people do just follow after him, everyone heading to the locker rooms and changing as they would all head out. As soon as that does happen, people will be staring at Midoriya in the locker room, and actually begin to ask him some questions, along with Ida, who does want to try and talk with Midoriya, but with his last encounter that was a bit odd. Either way, though, he does want to get more information about this guy's, quirk. Now, people would watch Midoriya as he is changing. Whenever he does take off his shirt, they would see exactly how muscular and built he is. Although he does do a lot more running, so he has at least slimmed down a bit on being muscular, sporting more of a runner's build. Now, along with that, this is whenever Baku would take a, good look, seeing exactly how much muscular Midoriya is than him. In fact, Midoriya is also a bit more shredded, so that does make Bakugo feel a bit more, surprised. Now, with that being said, after everyone gets changed, they would have headed out, and Aizawa would just explain while outside that this Quirk apprehension test, as I'll be calling it, is actually something that a lot of teachers do. In fact, we're not going to be doing the whole you go to the gymnasium and you get announced by the school, yada yada yada. For those of you wondering, everyone or every teacher can teach their class differently. As he would just look at Ida, saying that I do understand your family, and that you were possibly even wondering that question. For those of you who are going to complain, just know that the person who also gets last place in this exam will be expelled. Now, that actually would have surprised a lot of people, as Midoriya would have been told to step up. Aizawa tossing him a baseball and saying that he got first place in the combat portion. But, that doesn't really matter. If you fall behind academically, even then I could possibly expel you from this class. Now, Midoriya would just catch the ball, as he would just say, okay, Eraserhead. People a bit confused, along with Aizawa actually looking at him a bit differently. That's odd. No one at least recognizes me. So, the kid does at least do his research on heroes. Now, Midoriya would have stepped up to the plate, being told to throw the ball regularly. Him doing so and getting about 120 meters. Now, this would have surprised everyone. It is quite the pitching arm, as he is told by Aizawa to then throw it with his quirk. Him actually proceeding to do so. Aizawa does not cancel his quirk this time, From what he saw during the entrance exam, the kid was fairly good with it, until it came to that giant robots, where his body began to mess up on him. So the kid clearly pushed himself a bit too far. Him basically watching and allowing Midoriya to throw it. If he does break his arm, then he's basically just going to be sent to Recovery Girl, then expelled. Now, Midoriya would toss it at about 40%, sending the ball flying, and sending it over 1,000 meters, let's say around 1,300. Now, this would have actually surprised quite a lot of people, along with Aizawa. Midoriya basically cocking back his arm again and then just walking back over. 1,400 meters is the score to beat. Next up is Bakugo. Him chucking it and barely getting 1,100 meters. Pissing himself off. Everyone chucking the ball and doing better. Now, whenever Kendo does chuck it, one way I want to say she does it is she basically tosses it up in the air with her left hand and then bats it into the distance as hard as she can with her right hand whenever she does enlarge it. Sending it about, I want to say 600 or 700 meters. Now, for the running portion or the 50-meter dash, they would be ready. Ida basically telling Midoriya that he is very fast, and that is actually a bit more surprising. However, I do want to test your speed. Him basically ready. As soon as they hear go, Midoriya and Ida would have stepped off. Literally just outrunning Bakugo in a split second. Bakugo barely even letting off his first explosion before Deku basically blitzes past and gets 2.3. Well, Ida does get 3 point something. This actually surprising quite a lot of people. Bakugo getting 7 seconds. You see a pattern here. Now, Kendo, I want to say she would actually do very good. She would probably get about... I want to say she'd get 6 seconds, or at least 7. Now, with that being said, the strength training, or the thing where you pull on the metal thing, to test your group strength, Midoriya, he would win at. Being able to outpace Shoji, I believe, the guy with the duplo arms Quirk. The back and forth thing, yeah, he'd be very fast at that. Actually breaking into the ground whenever he does so. Aizawa a bit more impressed. Now, after everything is said and done, you would basically look at the statistics. Midoriya this far ahead of everyone else. Being able to outpace Angenium's little brother in speed. And outdo. Now, Midoriya is able to outpace the guy with multiple arms. That is quite impressive. Now, along with that, it is beginning to get a bit more competitive. The scores that he sees here do at least match up with what he thought. Along with that, him actually looking into the distance and seeing All Might somewhat just standing there, as he is at least watching the test, wanting to see how Midoriya would do. Now, afterwards, President Mike, Aizawa, which announced that he was joking, and that this young man is so far ahead. Besides, he did want to at least see where everyone did stand. Everyone at least relieved, as Momo would just say, well, that isn't what I at least thought. Everyone just staring at her. Midoriya just saying that if they really thought that he was serious, then they need to understand that he actually was. Besides, I'm pretty sure the only reason he's not expelling him looking over, saying invisible girl, it's probably because bringing someone in from class 1B or doing paperwork or some shit like that would probably take too long in his day. Besides, as Baku would just get annoyed, saying what does he know about this guy? As he begins to light his hands with explosions. Him basically just saying that he knows a lot more than Bakugo does. Bakugo getting annoyed and actually beginning to blast his way over to him, saying that he's tired of him being so cocky. Him falling in midair and hitting the ground. As he gets up, looking down at his hands. Looking straight at Midoriya and asking exactly what did he do. As he gets wrapped up by the scarf. And look at Eraserhead, who has his eyes glowing, saying that if he is going to disrupt his class, then he can just leave. Besides, you are getting annoying. Now, as he would let go of Bakugo, Bakugo's still a bit more surprised. This guy can cancel his Quirk? So, this just got a bit more interesting. He's never heard of a hero like this. With that being said, this is whenever class would have ended for the day, and All Might would have talked to Midoriya afterwards, seeing exactly how he did along with greeting the young man again. The two were actually having a bit of a conversation. Now, after they do talk for a little while, Deku would have come to the conclusion that All Might, he is here as a teacher, yes, but apparently he is also supposed to be their combat instructor from what he's heard. And, well, it's still a bit hidden to the media, or to the general public. So, as you just ask, All Might, exactly when is he going to make it known? All Might is saying next week, actually. He will be entering the classroom and actually being their combat instructor, like I have said it before. Except I'm going to be making an appearance in an old costume, since I do believe that it will at least be a bit more nostalgic that way. Now, Midoriya would just ask exactly which costume is it? His oldest one or one of his newer ones? Him just saying one of his newer ones. Not as old as the Silver or Bronze Age, let alone the Golden Age. Now, that would have at least given Midoriya something to think about, as he would have walked away. He still does need to try and get some last minute designs in for his own hero costume. So, as he would have headed home, his mom presenting him with the, homemade costume that he got in canon. Him actually a bit more surprised by it. Except this one doesn't have that whole rabbit style of hood. In fact, she actually did have to cut it off, since the only ones that she found were like this, and his style costume choice for his hero outfit did change in this timeline. Him having a pair of Endeavor's old fireproof boots when he first started out because they were at least good looking. And from what he did look around online, they did seem to be very durable, for a small fee. It was still a big one, but hey, he has saved up a lot of money just to be able to get those. Along with trying to look around for something similar to Aizawa's captured scarf. Not finding anything, sadly, since the last one was just bought out of stock, meaning that he won't be able to get it for a while. Making those things is very annoying. Now, along with that, I do want to say that he would have told his mom that the color is at least, him just explaining that it's not really his style. Her kind of surprised, and asking exactly what does he mean. Him saying that he'll actually just work on the costume and just, thank you, Mom. Him giving her a hug, before heading out and going to buy things to work on it. Now, I do believe that does have a good stopping point. And, well, yeah. If you guys are wondering why I'm not doing the heroes versus villains in this part, it's because it's about to get very loud in my house. Usually this is the time whenever it happens, and I'm surprised I've not been interrupted already. So I do hope you guys enjoyed.